No, in case my phone dies.
The chargers.
He's been hungry. I know, that's crazy. Oh, this one. This is Jack.
माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी कितना प्यार जगाती है ओ माँ your motherly affection awakens the chords of love in my heart for your lotus श्वास श्वास की रक्षा करती पग पग प्राण जगाती है it protects every breath and every step of my life तू ऋषियों की रिद्धि सिद्धि तू ब्रह्मा की स्तुति you're the mystic power of the rishis and the divine energy of Brahma. You're also the consort of Vishnu in the form of Lakshmi and the Shakti, the power of Lord Shiva. Our humble adorations again and again to your house.
Yeah, I have a friend that's, and eventually have to go in there and shave it. I don't know what they do, but. Is it? Oh, okay. Yep. So you're still in the Bronx? New Jersey. In Woodbridge. That's a far ride. Oh, good for you, man. From Woodbridge to Astoria. Not this one. No, I know, it's in New Jersey. That's still a good trip. We're working in New York. We're working on the new Terminal B project. Yeah. We've been in Terminal A, so we got the contract to rebuild Terminal B. Where?
How are you?
Please don't be doing something fancy and exciting. Don't tell me this process is
Yes, you will. I tried to go to the
tractor.
All right, Vicky,
Is it random?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I want to see like the old pictures, like when he had on the red blazer.
Yeah, it seems like
Yeah, like the same. It's like, well, it's a lot of pictures, but it's like the same. I want to say 40, 50 pictures. Did you see the set that I sent? Like the old pictures. Yeah. Oh yeah, this random. These just randomly just showing up now.
No, this is plain old.
Did it? Oh.
Yeah, I saw these pictures of it.
Yeah. Mm. The first time you see it restart. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, because those are the pictures that I'm not showing in the middle. Yeah, those are the pictures. Yeah, like we're not seeing all the black and white ones. That's in Swami backyard. I didn't know that until somebody told me. No, that's what I said. That's in my dad's brother's backyard in Trinidad. I didn't know until Mount told me.
We got paperwork to bring the dog in. Yeah, I was gonna bring him with us, but I was like, I don't wanna. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because we live in the hood, right, so they keep bringing the whole pit bull, all the pit bulls up in here. All the American bullies, they segregated out there at the back of the books. It's another wrestling.
Yeah.
It's another wrestling.
Put it under the TV.
They just want to rope me out of the I get it.
No. Oh, hey. How are you? Oh, Jensen. Yeah.
We were saying that all the black and white pictures are staying black and white in the background. Oh, shit. Yeah. How much time are you going to see Jimmy? Is he bacon? Really? I had 78 pictures, and it felt like it passed so fast. 200 pictures. Wow. But I said like 50 because I didn't want to go crazy. But I had a ton of water.
Yeah.
But I was like, how much can I possibly spend? You know? But a lot of
Oh my God.
I bought a whole rack. Should we turn it back to the pictures?
If you want to.
Oh. Someone saying that. Yeah? Huh?
They want to see the body.
Who?
No,
Oh, you can take it. Yeah, take it. Ruben, should you take it?
Let's take off the stand.
Yeah.
What cut would be?
Coach, just go over there.
Is she? Nah. Do you know who's on it?
You know, that thing was going on. We'll bring it back like every so often.
Yeah.
From Trinidad.
a very long time, more than 100 years. On behalf of this family, the Arjoon family, we respectfully acknowledge your presence here, our gratitude. Thank you for coming when we need you most. I want to, on behalf of myself and family, express my sincere condolences, my energy, my love. I don't give sympathy. My love and strength to the children, Richard, Rebecca, Romario, and Ronald, and our little friend, Alan, and all the extended family, brothers, sisters, family. I want to let you know we have lost a great soul. But in the periods of opposite, good and bad, red and white, hot and cold, yesterday and today, dark and night and day, in every glass, depends how we look at it. I always see the glass as half full. I'm an optimist. You know, when something happened, I always say, maybe it's the good for something. And in this case, what is the good? Several good. We talk about the situation need to be relieved, and it was. Then this soul will be merging with the other half. So that is why the glass is always half full. Now, apart from how satisfied we are of coming here today, this afternoon, I want to explain that first bhajan that the sloka that I read, Om Asatoma Satkamya, Tamsoma Jyotirgamya, Mrityoma. It's a universal prayer that can be used for any religion, any occasion, anywhere, anytime. Asatoma Satkamya. It says, from the misconception of not telling the truth, which you shouldn't, don't tell them how much money you have and what goes on in the house. Lead us from untruth to truth, godliness. Lead us from the dungeon of darkness and ignorance to the beacon of light, educating you so you can go forward. Lead us from misery, pain, and suffering to immortality. Rather than suffer and rather be pain, there's always a way out. That is what he's saying. Universal prayer. The second one says, Bhagwan Krishna Mukam Karo Hipachalu Pangulam Itegri. Oh, Bhagwan Krishna, you've told us in Bhagavad Gita, you're the beginning, you're the middle, you're the end. You're the cause of all cause. Whatever happened, including our disappointment, is your appointment. What we ask, O Bhagwan Krishna, if you have chosen to give us disappointment, give us the strength that we are able to withstand and to continue. That's what we're asking. Om Trayambakam Yajamahim Sugandhim Pushtim Vardhanam. It's a petition to Bhagwan Shiva and the triad of God, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the sustainer, you grow, and Lord Shiva, the annihilator. You have to go back. Everything has to come to end one day. In life, everything comes to end. Night, day, summer, winter, plants, season, road. Life also come to end. And Bhagwan Shiva is there to receive what is coming to an end. He's called annihilator. And we ask, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Bhagwan Shiva, give us faith and give us protection. That's all we ask him. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Rakshaman, protection. That is what we call it. On behalf of the Arjoon family, again, we thank you. If you're a Muslim and you celebrated Eid, couple days ago, Eid Mubarak, if you are a Christian, we bow to you in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. I'm a Hindu priest. I'm a pastor. I read the Quran Sharif. And I'm also a United States chaplain. A chaplain, what we do, We call it PESS. We give pastoral protection. We deal with your emotion, and we deal with your spiritual values and give you energy. This afternoon, with mixed emotion, I'm saddened that we lost a great soul. Anybody who knows this gentleman, you remember the hat, right? Remember his suit? Remember his shoe? Anybody here from Caroni? Trinidad, put your hand up. From Caroni. You know, I say he would go, yeah, hello. This gentleman was a Bastille Pandey. Yeah, wasn't he? My wife always remember when they traveled in the train and he and Sister Pinky would get off at Canal Street. He was still is the most well-dressed man in the country. So today we hear it's what is called in our books and shroud on the final moments of us to perform his last rites, which is called the Anteshti Kriya. You know, when you're traveling, there are certain requirements, prerequisites we call it. First of all, have to decide what day you're going. Then when you try to book your ticket, to get your ticket, they ask you for your passport number and you information. You have to get a passport. Then you have to get your traveling ticket. Then you have to get your bag to travel. My aunt went to the airport, check-in. She didn't have a makeup kit and she didn't go on the plane. So everything is so specified, intricate. So this soul within a couple of hours will be traveling. And what will be traveling? It has to get its baggage. And a few of the baggage, one is that we are here, we are energizing the soul. When the soul is in this body, whatever we eat, whatever we drink and pray, it energizes this soul. When the soul has become disconnected from this body, it's incumbent on the next of kin, the family, wife, brother, sister, children, grands. It is necessary for them to energize the soul for the travel. And how we energize the soul? First, it's called the bhatya, to give the soul energy, that light, because the soul to the body is in a cold compartment devoid of heat. Give it energy. Then we will come here and we will say prayers. You see that when you call and someone say, yes, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. So we are here to energize the soul. We are here to offer bhajan, and Bhai Subhasji and loving daughter Isha and Bhaiji. We are very happy to have you. Thank you for coming. And I know you will just now you will give us, entertain us with most appropriate, wonderful bhajan in your voice and your daughter. So these are things that we do when the soul is traveling. We read from the text. We do bhajan. We say good things, whether you're Christian, Muslim, or Hindu. Coming here, dusra ka dukra dur karne wale, that when you do something for someone, one day someone will do something for you. We go make day. So all of that will energize the soul. So at this time, I will ask my dear Bhai Subhasi, if you're ready, give me a signal, and we will start off with a few bhajan. And again, on behalf of the Arjoon family, the children and others here, we are very grateful for you to come here. If there is anyone who would like to say something, offer a bhajan, read something, please let us know. Come in front. It is my privilege now to ask Bhaji, please let us in song.
Check 1, 2. Thank you, Panditji. Please join with me as we sing the Maha Mantra Hare Rama Hare Krishna. O Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Om Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Om Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Om Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. And we sing this beautiful song, Toot Gayi Hai Mala. The garland of this family has been broken, and one pearl has been shattered from this mala and has gone away. Kidhar chalao, no one knows where this precious pearl has left and gone, leaving this family shattered. टूट गई है माला, मोती बिखर चले, 2 दिन रह गए साथ, जाने किधर चले। टूट गई है माला, मोती बिखर चले, 2 दिन रह गई साथ, जाने किधर चले। टूट गई है माला। मिलन की दुनिया चोर चले रे, आज भी रहने सपने। मिलन की दुनिया चोर चले रे, आज भी रहने सपने। कोई कोई नैनों में है उजरे उजरे सपने, उजरे उजरे सपने। याद की गठरी लिए झुकाती नजर चले, 2 दिन रह गई साथ जाने किधर चले। टूट गई है माला, अब तो ये जग में जिएंगे आंसू पीते पीते। अब तो ये जग में जिएंगे आंसू पीते पीते। जिनसे इन पे बहती वैसे किसी पे बीते न बीते, किसी पे न बीते। कोई मत पूछो इन्हें किया किस नगर चले रे, 2 दिन रह गई साथ जाने किधर चले। गई है माला मोटी बिकर चले, 2 दिन रह गई साथ जाने किधर चले। 2 दिन रह गई साथ जाने किधर चले। And so we sing this next song. It says, "Aaj suno hum geet vida ka ga rahe." Today, 2 words are singing this song, expressing their pain and separation, for they have lived so many years together, and now they have learned they have to leave or be separated from each other, and they sing this song to each other, expressing that pain. आज सुनो हम गीत विदा का गा रहे, दो दुखिया रे पंछी बिछड़े जा रहे। आज सुनो हम गीत विदा का गा रहे,
दो दुखिया रे पंछी बिछड़े जा रहे।
बहुत दिनों के साथी हैं जुदा होंगे, ओ गुमसुम आकड़ियों में आंसू आ रहे। आज सुनो हम गीत विदा का गा रहे, उनकी यारे पंछी बिछड़े जा रहे। अलग अलग राहों पल चल दिए दो प्राणिया, निर्दय जग ने इनके पीर नहीं जानिया। आज पुराने सुख के दिन में याद रहे यारे पंछी
बिछड़े जाने।
कोई मत पूछो कौन है ये क्यों रोते हैं, इस जग में ऐसे भी अभागे होते हैं। लुट गए फिर भी दिल का दर्द छुपा रहे, यारे पंछी बिछड़े। आज सुनो हम गीत विदाता गा रहे, बोलो यारे पंछी बिछड़े। पिंजरे के पंछी, no one knows the pain of a caged bird. बाहर से तू खामोश, outwardly the bird appears to be quiet. Inwardly, भीतर भीतर रोए, the bird cries bitterly. पिंजरे के पंछी रे, तेरा दर्द न जाने को, तेरा दर्द न जाने को। पिंजरे के पंछी रे, बाहर से तो खामोश रहे तो बाहर से तो
खामोश रहे,
भीतर भीतर रोए, भीतर भीतर रो, तेरा दर्द न जाने को, तेरा दर्द न जाने को। पिंजरे के पंछी रे, कह न सके तू अपनी कहानी, तेरी भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे। कह न सके तू अपनी कहानी, तेरी भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे। विधि न तेरी कताल की आसों में कल मजबूर, तेरा दर्द न जाने को, तेरा दर्द न जाने को। पिंजरे के पंछी रे, तेरा दर्द न जाने को, तेरा दर्द न जाने को। ओ मैली चादर औरत कैसे, मैली चादर औरत, द्वार तुम्हारे आओ, द्वार तुम्हारे आओ, पावन परमेश्वर मेरी मन ही मन शर्माओ। मैली चादर औरत कैसे, मैली चादर औरत कैसे। तूने मुझको जग में भेजा लेकर निर्मल काया, आकर के संसार है मैंने उसको दाग चराया। जन्म जन्म की मैली चादर अब क्या दाग चराओ। मैली
चादर औरत कैसी, मैली चादर औरत कैसी।
द्वार तुम्हारे आओ, द्वार तुम्हारे आओ। मैली चादर औरत कैसे, मैली चादर औरत कैसे। राम कृष्ण हरि गोपाल कृष्ण हरि, राम कृष्ण
हरि गोपाल कृष्ण हरि,
राम कृष्ण हरि गोपाल कृष्ण हरि, राम कृष्ण हरि
गोपाल कृष्ण हरि।
ओ राम कृष्ण हरि गोपाल कृष्ण हरि, राम कृष्ण हरि गोपाल कृष्ण। ओम राम कृष्ण हरि गोपाल कृष्ण हरि, राम कृष्ण हरि गोपाल राम कृष्ण हरि गोपाल कृष्ण हरि, राम कृष्ण हरि गोपाल कृष्ण हरि, राम कृष्ण गोपाल कृष्ण हरि गोपाल कृष्ण हरि, राम कृष्ण हरि गोपाल कृष्ण हरि, राम कृष्ण हरि गोपाल कृष्ण हरि। वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय।
Well, if we were in an audience in an auditorium, that would have drew around about very crowded situation. Very, despite we do not know the words we do, and we don't know the words that was bhajan, but the emotion that was exercised in singing the bhajan, you know that these bhajans pertinent to this
Mama,
occasion,
where
as
is
we explained.
it?
Bhaji, you are blessed with your daughter being so emotional
Where's
and express your
Sarah?
feeling at this time.
Huh?
Why we are here, why we do this, according to Bhagavad Gita, the song divine, as we will call the sustenance of human survival, Bhagavan Krishna telling Arjuna, giving him instruction. Chapter 2, verse 20. He says, for the benefit of Najayate, Vidyaviva Pradachin, Nayam Bhuta Bhavana Hua, Ajoditya Sasvato Yam Purana, Nahanyati Hanyamane Sharire. That this soul and this body is immortal. The soul cannot be destroyed.
Mommy,
The soul was here before, and the soul will come again. And as Hindus, we do not see death as the end of an era, but death is the continuation of a period of life. That is what it's telling us, that the body goes, and it says in chapter 2, verse 22, Vasasi Janani Gata Vihaya Navani Kanati Nano Purani Tata Sharina Vihaya Janani Anyani Samvati Dehi. He's telling us, Bhagavan Krishna, the way that we changes this body, changes clothes from time to time, so does the body, the soul changes body from time to time. Again, how this body will change clothes from day to day. The soul changes body from time to time. And it says in chapter 223, Nainam Chandati Sasrani, Nainam Danti Pavaka, Nachainam Kale Dayanti Apo, Nasosa Yati Maruta. What is the soul? The soul is indestructible. The wind cannot dry it. The fire cannot burn it. The weapon cannot pierce it. It cannot be destroyed. The soul continues. So what are we doing here? In a few hours, this body will go back to where it comes from, the earth, by virtue of burial or by virtue of cremation, where the five elements, earth, wind, fire, water, ether, will be returned. Talking about returning. I'm sure most of you here would have borrowed movies, or you have gone lease a car or borrow something from the library, a book, and it has a return date. And if it's not returned at the right time, then there is a penalty. Something will go wrong. When this soul comes into this body, in this case of this one or over 70 years old, this soul was leased to this body. And after a time, at the end of the leasing period, the soul has to be returned. So what we are doing here today, we are empowering the soul that has to travel. According to this current Puran, continued in the Garud Puran, when the soul starts traveling on the 12th day, it's called a Madhyam Shodashi. After all the rituals is performed, the soul starts traveling according to the Hindu structure. This soul has to encounter 16 gates. And over here in Porto Gate, we have a problem. What do you call them in Manhattan? You have to be in and out, whatever it is they are fighting about.
Toll.
Yeah.
Congestion, price.
Congestion, yeah.
Yeah.
So this soul has to pass 16 gates. And at every gate something has to be given. So tomorrow, when the shroud is called Anteshti Kriya Shroud, the soul will be given, although you think it's physically or spiritually, mentally. We'll talk about that. The soul is given 16 passes, 16 bindas. So when it comes to these gates, one is offered as the easy pass tool. That's how it's been written and how it's been accepted. Now we're talking about, is the soul taking it? When you go to, you offer something to the Murti, you offer something to the God, that they're receiving it. I want to ask you the same question. When you pass by the cemetery and you see so many flowers at the headstone, you think they're coming up to smell it? Yes, they do. So if you believe they will come up to smell the flower, then whatever we are offering to the body, the soul, it's being accepted. So let us continue. If there is anyone who would like to make an offering by virtue of singing, saying something, or say something about this wonderful person, please indicate by showing your hands and let me know. At this time, among us here, they are very important people. Each one of us is important in our own way. But someone that I know for a very long time, this very humble couple that I call brother and sister, and has been a long time friend of the Arjoon family, Mr. Mario. This person is sitting in front there with his loving spouse, my sister, has been around with this Arjoon Mario family for more than 25 years. They have always been a pillar of support, and they've always been a pillar of encouragement to Mr. Mario. And when his wife that passed away, Sister Pinky, 10 years ago, we were here to do her last rites. This family was here again. And after she had left, this sister became like a mother to the family and a homekeeper. It is my privilege to introduce a shining star of Guyana, a former teacher. He's a writer, wrote so many books. A couple of them made into movies, the first producer of Guyana movies. It is my brother, Vice Deonarine, well dressed like Mr. Mario. You know, we were watching some of his pictures, and some of them most immaculately dressed, and some of them without clothes. That's,
What's that?
that is, you know, he enjoyed the nature. So it was a man of various occasions, and a wonderful character. It is my privilege to ask Teacher Eulogy, accompanying my sister, Mother, please do you come here together. Yeah. And her son, please come, bring him here. Come.
So I didn't write this. It might be full of comedy or whatnot, I'm not sure. My condolences to the children of Mario, Richard, Ron, Rebecca, and Romario. Your loss is our loss. My family and Mario's family first met about 26 years ago. We met on the first day of his son, Romario, and my son, Rabindra, entered kindergarten together. From that day, our families have been united in joy and sorrow. My two sons have always loved and respected him. He'll be sorely missed by my family. Today, we gather not to say goodbye to our dear friend, but rather to bid him a safe journey as his soul is now orbiting the astral plane, waiting for rebirth. Those of us who are Hindus believe that the soul, that energetic spiritual force that resides in our body, can never die. Our scriptures tell us that the soul is eternal. Wind cannot dry it, water cannot wet it, nothing can destroy it. This physical body of ours is a servant of time, and when it becomes old, decrepit, or damaged, the soul leaves and takes rebirth at a later stage. It is like a house that has never been exposed to the fury of nature, a hurricane, an earthquake, or flood. When the house is damaged, we seek another shelter. Our friend, brother, and father had reached that state. His soul left his tired body, and we prayed to the Supreme Being that Mario takes rebirth into better circumstances where he can continue performing his good deeds until his unblemished soul is immersed in our Creator, the ocean of bliss. Last Friday, the day he passed, his grandson Alan asked us if he will see his grandfather in the stars. I told him that his grandfather will also be in his heart. A poet once wrote that to live in the hearts that we leave behind is to never die. To all of us that knew and loved Mario, he will remain in our hearts until our memory dims into darkness. Anything that takes birth must die, and anything that dies must take birth. That is the cycle of life. But death should not only indicate an absence of life. If we look carefully, there is a message from death that we should reflect on as we live. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna instructed his disciple Arjuna, "Do your duty without any attachments, and you will attain me." In every walk of life, we are called upon to do our duty, and we should do it without looking forward to rewards. When a farmer does his duty properly, people are happily fed from his hands. When a doctor does his duty properly, people are well taken care of. When a parent does his duty properly, he provides a secure, nurturing, and loving home for his children, and they turn into compassionate citizens. And Mario did his duty. He did his duty as a husband, father, friend, relative, neighbor, and everyone can attest his compassion, generosity, and selflessness. In the final months of his life, I would visit him regularly. I was greatly impressed by the love and devotion displayed by his children, Beka and Romario, as they cared for him in his last hours of need. One day I disclosed to him, "You are a very good man, Mario." He looked at me with his eyes racked with pain, Only a good man at the lowest point in his life is attended to by his children. They sacrificed so much that they devoted Ronald time and attention to their dad. He did his duty as a father, and they did theirs as his loving children. That was his lesson in life, and he passed it on to them. He left us in spring, the time when flowers start to bloom. That season was special to him, where he spent hours cultivating his wonderful vegetable garden. Wherever the Supreme Lord takes him, I'm sure he will have other gardens to cultivate, and perhaps a river to fish in, like his beloved river in Trinidad. Safe journey, my brother. Our souls may cross paths again, like ships passing in the night. We will never forget you.
Well said. I'm gonna clap. I'm gonna clap because Rebecca, that was beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Thank you so
And
much.
Rebecca didn't write it. His dad. His dad.
Spoken well.
I was reading it for my father.
And mom, yeah.
Whereas me, we wouldn't know the family. Whereas Ravindra and Romario, we would be a part of the family.
I know one day that Epilogue will be coming to a movie. I want to thank you very much. The Arjoon family is very grateful for the contribution from the Somnath family, Sister Mother Ranger, and our other son. What was your name? Our other son name was? Avinash, yes. Your contribution was maximum and much, much appreciated. Will live forever. We will continue. Is there anyone else who would like to? Please come forward. Yes.
Well, that will be tough to follow. But I definitely want to show my gratitude for those heartfelt words. And before I say what I have to say, I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. You guys have been with Rebecca and Romario from the very beginning, and you guys have always stood by them. And for that, I'm indebted to you guys. Thank you. Anybody here who does not know who I am?
I don't know who you are.
My name is Richard Arjoon. I am the eldest son of Mario. All right. Welcome, everyone. And thank you for coming to share this celebration of the life of our father, Deonarine Arjoon. Most of you know him as Mario, father of myself, Richard, Ronald, Rebecca, and Romario, brother of Beam, Golan, Paulie, Nako, Swami, and Saga, his siblings in Trinidad. Born in Trinidad, November 1945, Mario grew up in central Trinidad between Piarco Airport and Port of Spain, someplace called Caroni Village. Growing up, most of the time was spent getting into trouble, as we have learned through his stories. Stealing people chicken and duck to go make a cook by the river was things we heard happened frequently. Working with his siblings and elders on the Caroni sugar estate, he would often tell stories, getting up early before the sunrise to harness up the bull cart. A lot of folks don't know what that is, but they loaded cane by bull and wooden cart transport came from the estate to the train. Telling stories about growing up in Trinidad was something Mario did fondly. With that being said, he mentioned to me that in his mid-20s, he sold his 2 bull to buy passage to New York. And he said it was one of the hardest things he ever had to do, leaving his mother at the time and brothers and sisters behind to start this new venture in New York. Mario would later leave Trinidad behind and move to New York in the early 70s. I remember hearing stories of 8 to 10 local guys from Caroni sharing a room at the Stratford Hotel in Manhattan when they first arrived in New York City. And I think some of these gentlemen might be here today. A lot have passed, a lot have moved away, but I've heard stories of him explain his early years of rooming in Manhattan in an early New York City of the late 60s, early 70s. During this time, in the early 70s, Mario would secure a job in the mailroom at Jobson Publishing, which in itself would become an obscure legacy unto itself. He would later marry my mother, Indra, in 1972. I would be born in 1974, and Ronald would be born in 1977. Mario himself was a simple man by today's standards. He didn't have many lofty goals or ambitions in life, but he focused on a day's work, working smart and working for a regular, steady paycheck. Nevertheless, he was known to be a very stylish and well-dressed individual, and I think everybody can attest to that sitting in this room. He's remembered by many, if not all of those in attendance here and abroad, those watching at home on stream, for his stylish hats and sunglasses. And as we dressed our father today to embark him on his final journey, here with us, as you can see, his hat and sunglasses are with him. As the 70s and 80s went by, way before a lot of people here had met my father, I remember that my father became the doorway to New York City. As a child, I recall so many people from Caroni, past and present, that stopped in for short and long visits as they found their new footing in New York City. Or if they were on their way back to Trinidad, and we would have to go late at night, find large cardboard boxes. We all call them Pampers boxes. Those of you who did the shipping know what I talk about. To pack and ship boxes of goods on Beely back to Trinidad. In the late 70s and early 80s, my father's nephew from Canada would frequently visit us in New York, along with his family. And the shopping and packing to return to Toronto also ensued. Mario would be the hub of relatives in and out of New York City. There's a little laughter in the front. I think some of that behavior still commences. It's okay.
$1 too high.
That's okay. My father lived a very happy life.
Yep, he had lots
We
of
can have our
loved ones.
tears, but we have more smiles and laughs than sadness. As the song goes, Papa was a rolling stone. But that reality wasn't met with such joy in my home. During this time, during grade school, my parents went their separate ways and divorced. Alcoholism, which Mario had overcome with AA counseling sessions, sponsored by his employer, Jobson Publishing, had now returned. My father then moved to Brooklyn, thus beginning another chapter of his colorful life. My father married a second time to Pinky, you all many know, and had a daughter, Rebecca, in 1990, and a son, Romario, in 1994. And as I embarked on my college years at this time, 6 years later, around 1993, I reached out to my father to ask him to help me find a job to help pay for college. I ended up working with him part-time at Jobson Publishing while going to college. And my brother Ronald did the same a few years later. As the month turned into years, we began to forgive my father for his past behavior as the time passed. Unfortunately, the alcoholism was consuming him in the mid-90s. Mario only realized this to himself when he had a severe health problem due to drinking. And he then finally decided on his own to quit drinking for good. The mid to late 90s were a wild time on Pacific Street in Brooklyn. This is where and when I started to understand who my father was and how important his Caroni Village family and friendship was to him. I was still pursuing my college education, working part-time, as I occasionally visited my father on the weekends, and I saw Rebecca and Romario grow up right before me. It seems like just yesterday. I slowly started to peel back the layers of this local situation and learn all the names and personalities of all the friends and friends of friends of those on Pacific Street, along with visitors, whether it be local or from Trinidad. My father always cherished these people of Caroni. As the years passed, my friendship with many of those people grew strong. Many have passed on, but many are still here today. And I thank them for everything they directly and indirectly taught me about who my father was. But all good things must come to an end, right? So did the residents on Pacific Street in Brooklyn. In the late 90s, Mario and his new family moved to the house we currently visit on Alderts Lane. And old habits are hard to kick. My father became a staple in the new neighborhood, sitting on the front porch, smoking cigarettes. Now he traded in his famous tall can of Ballantine ale and reverted to drinking coffee daily. He would befriend and meet new people every day. Didn't matter if you were black, white, Spanish, Guyanese, even Muslim. Mario chatted you up no matter what. And I witnessed this with my own eyes. There was a Muslim gentleman who spoke no English. But every time he saw them, they would communicate with smiles and hand gestures. And these are the type of friendships that were forged for decades to come on Elders Lane. As he was now finally a homeowner in his early 50s, this brings me to to his newfound joy that in recent years was his signature trait. And as Uncle Cecil and Ravindra joyfully mentioned, he became a born-again farmer in now his infamous Mario's backyard garden. And he religiously developed and grew his garden into a decades-long hobby. He planted everything he could think of and tended it like the garden was a second job. He was always proud to show off his garden to anyone that visited the home. From the van loads of tomatoes and Kareili and same and hot pepper and baigan and everything else that would take root and grow. He tended to them and reaped them and proudly packed plastic bags of veggies to give all those that visited him. Or simply give those neighbors and friends that would walk by. He would stop them to give them a bag year after year. My father eventually, unwillingly, retired from his job at Jobson Publishing after 47 years of service. And I'm not sure if anybody from here is from Jobson Publishing today. I know it's been a long time. But I'd like to thank the late Frank Jobson and the late Robert Amato, owners of the company, for being close friends with my dad, no matter what position he held in the company, and helped him through the tough times with the counseling for alcoholism. So we are definitely grateful for that. But that only meant he had more time now to focus on the garden. The garden grew to consume the entire backyard, and it was now a year-round project. During the spring and summer, it was hatching seedlings in little paper cups, planting and picking. During the fall and winter, it was composting, planting, and building new trellis for upcoming plants to grow on next year. Even planned new watering and irrigation systems to use to make things easier. I recently joked a few days ago with our friend from Caroni, Fred, who lives nearby, and that the only time I will see Fred is when Mario asks for help to do heavy construction in the garden. Even with all the gardening, Mario would take time to attend Rebecca and Romario's events, high school graduations. He would eventually start waking up early, make Romario a lunch every morning before Romario left for work, 6 o'clock in the morning. Not sure if Romario ever ate all those lunches. My dad was never known to be a great cook. So I'm glad you're here, Romario. It shows perseverance. But as the time passed, his health declined. And over the past few years, the garden was scaled back. But it still persists today, and we will plant in his honor this spring. A few fun facts about Mr. Mario. Everybody seems sad and quiet, but he was a joyful man. One of the first things I'd like to talk about is Mario was always looking for a good deal on Canal Street. While working in Lower Manhattan, Mario would scour the street markets. I remember vividly when he found a Chinese vendor lady that would sell $1 lo mein and $1 fried rice containers. Man, we ate those lo mein and fried rice for months at work. And he also found another spot that served 2 items with white rice for $3. And that became the new treasure trove. Again, we all joked about this, and we called it the $3 special. And for years, we joked about the $3 special. On top of that, he once bought an entire wholesale crate of half-rotten broccoli for $2. As you can imagine, the smell was horrible. But he insisted on picking out the good ones, insisting that he's going to get more than $2 worth of good broccoli in that crate. And if I recall correctly, it did not end very well. I think he ended up tossing out the crate of broccoli. Last but not least, the infamous roasted pig head. By the groans, I know you know what I'm speaking of. Mario walked past a famous Chinese restaurant on Canal and Broadway, where they used to hang the daily whole roasted pig, along with duck and other things, but the pig caught my father's eye. He asked the Chinese man, "How much for the head?" The man said $3. Well, that closed the deal. A newfound friendship was made on the spot. And every Friday, when he walked Canal Street, my dad told me himself that he joked about it because as soon as he walked by the window and the Chinese man saw the sunglasses and hat, he would hold up the cleaver and point to the head. And my dad would just say yes and come in and take the roasted pig head right into one of those Chinatown orange yellow cellophane bags.
Yep.
The pig head visible on the ride on the 8 train home. I'm not sure how many of you partook in the pig head.
I remember it. It was scary.
But he was so proud of that. He was so proud of these things, these deals that he would find. Football was also something that my dad enjoyed. He liked watching football on Sundays. It was something he looked forward to in the fall and the winter. Being a homebody, it was a big deal to me that he came to one of my Super Bowl parties to enjoy the event at my house. Just once though, but I appreciated his attendance. Nature and science shows. Even before there was cable, he would watch PBS on Channel 13. Marty Stauffer's Wild America was one of his favorite shows that depicted the American frontier and wildlife. Other shows like Nature and In Search Of were all also much interest to him. As cable TV came around, the History Channel became a favorite television staple. One thing I do know is he always dreamed about going to the Galapagos Islands. And true story, January of this year, I worked on a project for work to restructure and rebuild the airport in the Galapagos Islands, GPS. And I was given an opportunity to go there for a week to finalize all of the configurations and construction. And I turned it down because I couldn't have imagined going to the Galapagos without buying him a plane ticket to come with me. Because he really wanted to do that, and that's something that I really had wanted to do for him. But as his health declined, we couldn't get that done. But when I saw him, I gave him all the details about the trip, and I showed him a few pictures of what the Galapagos looks like in real time. Swimming. My father was an excellent swimmer. He taught me to swim in Astoria pool. There was no pictures of that, but I submitted it. When I was 7 or 8. And I thank him for that. Fun fact, again, during the early 80s, on a barbecue trip to the park, once again, alcoholism got the better of him, and we were at Flushing Meadow Park, and my father suddenly got up, jumped into the lake, and swam clear across to the other side. And if you guys know how big Flushing Meadow Park Lake is, that is no small feat. My Uncle Ramesh was visiting from Canada, and we had to drive all the way around the lake to pick him up on the other side. How about that? That is a good, strong swimmer.
He had fun.
He never stops talking about Caroni River. He enjoyed swimming in the Caroni River so much. He enjoyed all the river activities with his brother Saga. Net fishing up the river, like we've seen in some of the pictures. Everything that it brought. He bragged about swimming and sometimes wrestling alligators when he was young, as well as feeling around in the Caroni River mud to catch tata by hand. Every trip to Trinidad with him as I got older, I had to hear about how he's going in the river, how he's going in the river, how he's going in the river. It was just something that he held near and dear to him. My dad had pride in the village he grew up in. One of my first trips to Trinidad as an adult, my cousin Trisha's wedding, we went for a walk in the village that seemed like hours, and he introduced me to everyone and explained every house in the village, knocking on every door, and explained who lived there in the past and the present, and who they were, past and present. And he was very partial to his Caroni neighbors. People of Caroni, sons and daughters of Caroni, you are all present here. Let it be known that my dad cherished the relationship and the pride that he had in his village because of everybody here. Mario went by many nicknames, besides Mario. A lot of the guys, the old guys in the back may smile. Mira, Sona. I don't know if your father is here. La Mary. But none was more mind-boggling to me than Ancient Man. I know a lot of you may know this story, but I'll tell it anyway. After working in the estate as a young boy, Mario, like most of the time, went to drink and get drunk after work. Well, he did just that. He got drunk, and he got sleepy. And he fell asleep between the two railroad ties with his head leaning on the rail of one of the tracks. And while sleeping, an entire freight train ran over him, leaving him with a scar on the back of his head that eventually disappeared. Hence, he earned the name Engine Man by his beloved Caroni friends. So people of Caroni,
Thank you.
please remember him with pleasant memories. Mario enjoyed entertaining all of our friends, as he did. He considered our friends like his family. He always greeted them with a smile or a joke, each and every one of them. Our Father remembered them all and valued their relationships with us. In turn, our friends all grew fond of him. Dear friends from near and far, your kindness to our Father will never be forgotten. It truly made him happy that we were surrounded by that support that he took pride in. Mario's neighbors, to everyone that waved as they passed his porch on Eldred Lane. As you all exchanged daily pleasantries, as he sipped his coffee and smoked his cigarette, talked about the weather and local ongoings. You may have even gotten a surprise bag of vegetables during this conversation. But know that he valued those moments. And to Edison and his family, my father could not have been blessed with a better upstairs neighbor. So thank you for your kindness and friendship. So there was this one time when Romario brought home this little puppy. We all know her as Betsy. And here she goes now. It was the farthest thing in the world that would ever be welcomed in this house. But we all know how that story ended. The puppy brought a sense of love and peace to the home.
No, leave it
She doesn't want to
in.
go.
Don't go.
Mario became surprisingly very attached to Betsy as she was to him. And he needed that type of life change and companionship. As for my nephew, Alan. Alan, raise your hand so we can see you. There you are. My father's grandson, Alan. He was the love that Mario never saw coming. He brought a sense of happiness and joy to the home. And I'm very happy that they both were able to spend a few years together, as having Alan around made my father a better person. My brother Ronald and I didn't live with our father since 1988. But I want to thank my sister Rebecca and my brother Romario for taking on the day-to-day tasks of looking after our father as he declined. It was not easy by any means. And I'm very proud of the effort and dedication both of you have shown. Up to the very last day. Thank you so much. Mario always said he never wanted to be the last to go. But he lived a life beyond a good bit of his siblings and friends. Now it's finally time for him to begin his new journey. He taught us the importance of hard work, but more importantly, he taught us the importance of smart work. He leaves behind us, with us, a sense of community, friendship. As his brothers and sisters were most important to him, he asked that we, Ronald, Rebecca, Romario, and myself, remain a strong unit, an unbreakable bond to face the future together, to achieve goals that he only once dreamed of. Let us honor his wishes and continue to grow together. Mario will surely live on in stories and in our memories. There will never be another one like him, as far as I'm concerned. And we thank him always and continue to live our lives to honor his legacy and make him proud to each of us every day. Thank you guys. I know it was long, but when I have to speak about someone who was born the year World War II finished, there's a lot to say. And my father was a very colorful person, so there was a lot to say. I tried to condense it, but there's lots of stories of Mario, lots of stories of Sona, Engine Man, Mira, LaMary, Dad, husband. There's lots of stories that we all have amongst each other. Thank you guys.
I want to let Brother Richard know that I have your name on the list to be called. I didn't disrespect you by asking if anyone will have anything to say. Your name was on the list. Come, brother. Your dad was an elegant dresser. We just found out you were an elegant speaker. Teach that biography will be available on Amazon Books. You can place your order. Thank you very much for introducing us to that. Please come forward, yeah, Reggie. We will be here until 8 o'clock, and I'm very time conscious. At 20 minutes to 8, we will start the viewing, but in between we have, if you come, Reggie, please come and introduce yourself. You look like you resemble one of the family. Please come.
Namaste and good afternoon.
Namaste, good afternoon.
Well, most of you don't know me, but what's a name? It hardly matters. I'm the father of Urvashi. Some of you know who Urvashi is. I've traveled far. I live in Guyana. And it's an occasion that it happened now. I must come and pay my respects to Mario. For a short while that I knew him, Richard should add some more of the wonderful man he is. His moments could be prolonged. He was a very nice man. He was very nice to my daughter. A very lovable person. I'm not here to make a speech, just to pay my respects. Our Pandit here was very knowledgeable. We are Hindus. The young man was very eloquent. And Richard was very profound in laying out a life of a quiet and dignified man. I like that, Richard. There's much to know, much to think, and much to remember and reflect on. All of us have frailties. But if you think about the things that make up a life, that too is also part of life. I have a little quote, and I jotted it in a paper. I'm a teacher, I always have a pen and paper. A great Hindu, and one of our greatest philosophers, his name is Rabindranath Tagore. He said, death is the last fulfillment of life. Which is quite true. This gentleman has lived his life as ordained in our scriptures. And how did he live his life? Our Pandit is so profound also too in telling us a little bit of just into the windows of who is a Hindu. Our Bible, our Gita says, a person who is a Hindu should live a life of purity. And in scattering what Richard had said, you could see elements of purity all over the gentleman, of strength, discipline. Some of that was missing, but nevertheless, it was replaced by love and affection, honesty and integrity. He was a man of such. I haven't spent a lot of time with him, but those moments could stretch and become a long time, and much to say on reflection. We are Hindus. As we go through the motions of what Panditji has said, we're changing a body. And in Hinduism, a body is just a temple. We're moving from one to another. We wish him well. We wish too that he looks upon us and see that we will join him in short while, as we will all meet, our paths are all crossed in an apex together. Let me close off with one last statement by that same great man, Rabindranath Tagore, who said, and Romario, I say that to you, sir. Death is not the extinguishing of life. It's only putting out the lamp, because the dawn has come. Our dawn is coming too. Yours is here. You go before us. We will meet again. Goodbye to you, sir. Goodbye.
The headmaster deserves a round of applause. Yes, thank you very much. We will have two bhajan, but not before. I want to recognize members of the Bhavani Mandir, our trustee board of trustees, Sister Pat. Can you raise your hand? Yes, from the Bhavani Mandir, Auntie Chandra. We are representing members of the Bhavani Mandir. Please accept our condolences. We will have two bhajan to break the monotony, and then we will continue. Bhaiya, please come here. Yeah. All right, as you are here, say go ahead, give your contribution.
Hello everyone. A pleasant good evening. To each and everyone. I would like to say a few words about my dear deceased uncle, Ronald. I have known him for the past 40 years, through my Auntie Pinky, he was a wonderful person, always helpful to his friends and family. He grew up in Caroni and loved his hometown, where he came from. He told me many stories about he used to have the train work in the lagoon and the cane fields. I know his children, he always loved to speak about them, Beka and Romario, Ronald and Richard. He loved his family dearly and was very close to Rona and her family, who were always there with them. He also spoke about his good friend Joe Sampson quite often as well. They were friends from young days. I must say that Beka and Romario took the best care of Uncle Mario up until his last moment. They were strong, and we are all very proud of them. Day and night they made sure that he had every single thing taken care of. His food, medication, doctors, they did it all with love, devoting all of their time and efforts to provide him with the best care that he required. God bless your soul, and may your soul bless, may your soul rest in peace, Uncle Mario. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. In my hand is a vital evidence to the prosecution. In the scene, Mr. Richard had left this little bottle in the notion, Jamaican notion, that Mr. Mario had transformed from drinking to smoking. And Jamaica say you can't drink and drive, but you can smoke and fly. I have a little evidence. Thank you for smiling. I will ask Pastor Bas, please give us two of your very emotional item. We have our daughter, Ishmael. Yes. And again, if there's anyone who would like, if any pastor, imam is here to make a contribution, please come forward and do so for the family, because your purpose is manifold. One is to be with the family, to give a shoulder, and one is to pray for the departed soul. Baiji, go ahead.
In this beautiful song, it points out, I be Akela, Jai be Akela. We come into this world alone, and we exit this world. Do din ki zindagi hai, we spend 2 days, a short time in this world. Do din Kamela, in this world that is regarded as a playground. And what matters is our time that we have spent here, the love, the respect, the connection, the compassion, kindness that we would have shown to each other.
I be akela, jai be akela, दो दिन की जिंदगी है, दो दिन का मेला, I be akela, jai be akela, दो दिन की जिंदगी है, दो दिन का मेला.
जिनके लिए है तूने महल सजाए, मतलब की आज सारी सभी है पराए।
जिनके लिए है कितना तूने दुख झेला,
2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला।
आई भी अकेला,
जाए भी अकेला, 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला।
काहे को तू आया जग में, क्या तुझको करना, नीके कर्म करिए दुनिया से डरना।
ओ काहे को तो आया जग में, क्या तुझको करना, नीके कर्म कर ले दुनिया से डरना।
पाप किया मन में मुझको, काहे को अकेला,
2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला।
आई भी अकेला,
जाए भी अकेला, 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला।
ये जिंदगी है प्यारी, एक झूठ सपना, गैरों की दुनिया में
नहीं कोई अपना। ये जिंदगी है प्यारे, एक झूठ सपना, गैरों की दुनिया में नहीं कोई अपना।
सबके रहते हुए
मैं हूँ अकेला, 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला।
आई भी अकेला,
जाए भी अकेला, 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला। 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला। 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला। And this next song we sing Bhagwan Meri Naiya. O Lord, be my boat to take me across this ocean of mundane existence. Give me the help that you always give me, O Lord. We are afflicted by sorrows and miseries. Take our sorrows and misery far away from us.
भगवान मेरी नैया उस पार लगा देना, अब तक तो निभाया है, आगे भी निभा देना।
ओ भगवान मेरी नैया उस पार लगा देना, अब तक तो निभाया है, आगे भी निभा देना।
धन बल के साथ माया, कीने चुझी आकर,
ओ प्रभु जी,
धन बल के साथ माया, कीने चुझी आकर, तूने
Not only being together, I did mention about the glass and our perception of the glass. I have gone to hundreds of funeral chapel and wake house since I was a kid. And I always can say we're always in my perception that the house of wake, a funeral chapel, is one of the better places to be rather than being at a wedding or a party and ended so much of somebody dancing with the wrong person. Like you come into the house of the chapel, so many hugs and kisses, so many numbers are being exchanged and so many good things is said, the vibration. And when you're privileged enough to have these wonderful souls, talented Sobhai Subhas, and it's Govinda Bhai, what's your name? Raj. We are blessed to have them with that emotion, that bhavana. That brings us, although I said we don't know the meaning of these magic, but the feeling is there that it's emotional, it's touching, and it's bringing the message. A fervent poet, Indian poets for all mankind, wrote for us. जिंदगी का बेवफा एक दिन तो कराएगी जिंदगी का बेवफा एक दिन तो कराएगी मौत महबूबा है अपने साथ लेकर जाएगी जिंदगी का बेवफा. This poet is reminding all of us, regardless of what denomination you subscribe to, telling us about life. Zindagi is life. Bewafa. Bewafa means ungrateful. Zindagi ka bewafa. Ek din, one day, this life that we boast about, I have this, I am this, and I am that. Now again, if you have all of this, how come you can't take it with you? And he says, Ek din tukarayega. Tukaray means kick. One day the same life that you boast about, walk out and push your chest out, it will be ungrateful to you, kick you and leave you alone with God. So what is death? This poet is telling God, death is the greatest of all teacher. What is it teaching you? Several things. Death is teaching us how to live. कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं, कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं, हम मेरा तो जैसे बुलाते नहीं। अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदर राम नारायण जानकी वल्लभम, राम नारायण जानकी वल्लभम। Who is your savior? Who you turn to? You turn to your God. Whether you call him Krishna, you call him Shiva, you call him Allah, and you call him Jesus, your God will be there to you. And let us all sing this bhajan that you know very well. Jai Krishna Hare, Shri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyo ko dukh dur kare. Then we will continue about what life is teaching us. He's telling us foremost that we all do have some degree of problem. Teacher, you know anyone who doesn't have any problem? If you don't have a problem, please put your hand. The poet is reminding us that we all do have some degree of problem. And is advising us, when you have your problem, you have a choice. You can stay and cry it out. Or one, my friend who is viewing tonight, and tomorrow is his burial. 50-something years, he couldn't take it and he hanged himself. A very popular person. It really struck me. But he's telling you that when you have your problem, go to someone. And you have to be careful, my dear friends, so if you go to, sometimes you go to the news channel, everybody knows his story. But he says, foremost, go to your God. Dukhiyo ko dukh dur kare, Jai Krishna Hare, Shri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyo ko dukh dur kare, Jai 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 Krishna Hare. Please sing with me. Jai Krishna Hare Sri Krishna Hare Dukhiyo ko dukha dur kare Jai Jai Krishna Hare Lesson number one, that whenever you have your problem, reach out. Reach out. Reach out. Don't wait until it's too late. Number two, take care of your body. Your health is your wealth. Don't blame your parents, your grandparents, or your hypertension and your diabetes. It is incumbent, it is necessary for you to take care of your health. Remember, my grandfather would say, be careful what you eat. If you eat like a hog, you will become like a pig. Be careful what you eat at these times. Number three, he says about family. Your friends and relatives are the fruits. Wife, husband, and children are the roots. Don't mix them up. Wife, husband, and children are the roots. Stay by the roots. The fruits will fall, but the roots will not. Number four, all of us cannot go to college and have an education, but we must elevate ourselves that we can provide a good standard of living, nice house, nice cars, education. We must elevate ourselves. There are many lessons, but finally, because of the time, the poet is remind us, जो कल करना है आज कर ले, जो आज करना है अब कर ले, उठ जाग मुसाफिर भूल भई, अब रहना कहाँ जो सोवत है, जो कुवत है, जो सोवत है, उठ जाग मुसाफिर भूल भई. Satya Sai Baba said it so many times, so many terms and language. We have gone to the moon, we have gone to the earth, we're going to the sun now. But we haven't learned to live like a human being. He says in life, there are three words that we must learn to use conspicuously. One, to say that I'm sorry. Please do not have this abhiman to say that you are sorry. You can save so many lives and divorces in-house. Number 2 about it, learn to say thank you. We must appreciate the things that people do for us. My cousin, whenever he goes to the restaurant, he puts a lot of money under the plate, give the young girls tips. She didn't cook the food. She just dumped the food on the table. What about our mothers, our wives, our daughters and sisters home who put the food on the table? How much thanks we give them? How many roses we give them to tell them thank you? He says also, learn to say I'm sorry. These 3 words can make us, and learn to appreciate. I want to ask you one favor now. We heard so many nice things about Mr. Mario, this glamorous man. He shared love. Can we touch the person next to you? Touch the person next to you. Share that love that this father, that this son, this wonderful husband shared. That this love. Teacher, you agree with me? He was an abundance of love. Let us remember that we came here today to do his last rites. And I finally ask you, when you go home, I always do, go tell your family, your husband, your wife, your children, how much you care about them, how much you love them. When I talk to people, even from male or female, I say, love you, brother, love you, sister. Don't wait until it's too late. Those flowers, my mother always remind me that when those flowers above the casket, the people who's happy about this is the florist. When you swipe the credit card, and the people there, it looks nice in them, but they remember the one that you gave them on Valentine's Day, and their birthday, and any other good days that they celebrate. To you, I thank you very much for listening. Of the time factor now, we have like half an hour or so to go. I finally, is there anyone else who would like to say something? We have this, I have the list of Becky, that you will do the eulogy. Yes, and then we have also.
She wants to sing.
Please go, take the microphone there. All right, somebody give her the microphone. And if there anyone else who would like to make a contribution, please let us know, and then we will go back to presents.
Okay, good evening everyone. From my family to the Arjoon family, I'm here to support my cousin Becky. My mom and Uncle Sean are first cousins, so Becky is my second cousin. I'm going to sing a bhajan. I lost my mom like a month ago, so I know the pain and sorrow they are going through now. So let's go. Don't laugh at me because I really don't know it too much. Bum 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 bola bola, bum 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 bola bola, bum 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 bola bola, bum 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 bola bola. Vishwanath Jai, Amarnath Jai, Bhutanath Jai, Umapati. Vishwanath Jai, Amarnath Jai, Bhutanath Jai, Umapati. Bam 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 bola, bola, bam 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 bola, bola, bam 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 bola, bola, bam 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 bola, bola. Vishwanath Jai, Amarnath Jai, Bhutanath Jai, Umapati. Vishwanath Jai, Amarnath Jai, Bhutanath Jai, Umapati. Bam 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 bola, bola, bam 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 bola, bola, bam 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 bola, bola, bam 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 bola, bola. Chandrashakara, Shatasankara, Neelakanta Bhusapati. Chandrasankara, Shatasankara, Neelakanta Padi. Bum 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 bola bola, bum 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 bola bola, bum 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 bola bola, bum 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 bola bola. Krishnath Jai, Amarnath Jai, Bhodanath Jai, Umapati. Krishnath Jai, Amarnath Jai, Bhodanath Jai, Umapati. Bum 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 bola bola, bum bola bola, bum 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 bola bola, bum 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 bola bola. Chandra Shankara Yata Shankara Neelakanta Shepati. Chandra Shankara Yata Shankara Neelakanta Shepati. Bum 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 bola bola, 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 bum 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 bola bola. Thank you very much and good night and be safe everyone.
Always Lord Shiva, the tribal god, as we said, he's the annihilator. He has 108 names. And out of those 108 names, 3 of them are very powerful. One is called Bhav Sagar. He's the ocean of mercy. He's always very sympathetic to those who goes to him. He's called Kripa Sagar. He is very easily pleased. By just calling his name Bam Bam Bola, Om Namah Shivaya, he's pleased. And another one that we use so often is called Pahyuti. He is very lenient to animals, especially ladies. All the god and goddesses say, why you have to be so lenient to ladies? Because over the years you've changed so many spouses. And in any home where there is kappa, janjat and trouble, and if the female gender prays the Lord Shiva, there will always be peace and prosperity in the house. Always not the time I will let you know on the night of Shivaratri, if any young lady is desirous of getting married and having a compatible spouse, they go to the temple of Shiva and offer 1 prahar and make a wish. Prem se bole Shiva Bhagwan ki jai. Very nice bhajan at this time. What about life? Yes, Becky, you said me, the sister, please come.
It's gone actually.
At this time, respectfully, the children, please come up, everybody come together, and then we'll make your offering. Our offering means what you have to say. All the children, please come for the family, please come here together. Can we ask the name that we call it, all the family? The orcs. Richard, Rebecca, Maru, Ronald, orcs, please come forward. Take time to express your sentiments.
Good evening, all. I am Trisha, one of his great nieces from Canada. My dad was his nephew. His name was also Deonarine. Not sure how they both got the same name, but his niece Aisha, known as Pony, who has just come out from Trinidad as well, told me last night that Uncle Mario needed to come to New York, so he had to write a test, a welding test. So he took my dad's ID to do that. One of Uncle Mario's ideas again. But it worked. He got to come to New York, right? I have some great memories with my uncle from when I was small and he came to Canada and he decided to trim my hair. Where he cut it really, really short like a boy, and it was like zigzag. It was a terrible, it was a hot mess. But I was the spoiled girl child in the family at that time. Then when I got engaged, my wedding was already basically set in Trinidad. All the great uncles, all the great aunts, aunties, and uncles, everyone did their part for my wedding. I showed up as a visitor to my wedding, which is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, it was actually nice. Remember my Uncle Mario on my Friday night? We have some videos, but I don't think Ravinder can get it out. Where he came, he danced, he came with a full suit on. He ended up with like his boxers on and no t-shirt at the end of the night. But he was right. That was his. That was.
What the pundit said. Either my father is well dressed or naked. There's no middle.
There's no middle. But he enjoyed himself. That was his scene. That was his area, and he just had a ball. And then I remember the Sunday morning. Everyone's well dressed, ready to meet the boys' side. There's one great uncle missing. Where's Uncle Mario? Everybody's looking for this guy. He went in the Caroni River to swim. He figured out when we get married. I'm like, this is just great. Very great. So I was here 2 weeks ago as my cousins Beka and Romario told me he was calling my name that week. Then I spoke to my older cousin Richard as well. And he's like, if you want to see him, it's best you come now and see him. I'm actually glad that I took their advice and I came and I saw my Uncle Mario. I didn't come with my husband or my children. I came by myself and I had that one-on-one time with him. I think he was mad at me at first because Friday night, he didn't want to talk to me. Father and them came over and he had a big conversation with all of them, but he didn't want to talk to me. But Saturday morning, as his eyes opened, he yelled for me, Trisha, Trisha. And I went to him and I'm like, yes. And he's like, did you eat yet? And I'm like, no. He's as sick as he is. He's worried to see if I ate breakfast or if I had anything to eat. And then I'm like, we'll make eggs and we'll have eggs together. My cousin Becky went fast, and she made the eggs. She blended it up. My cousin Romario sat there and fed it. And then he told me he wanted some Coke. I did. I gave him some water. I was actually pleased that I got to spend that weekend with him. And to come back 2 weeks later and have to do that, it hurts. That they do have to go back from where they came from, right? But my cousins, Becky and Romario, thank you for everything you did for him in his last moment. You guys did such a good job. These children are blessings to him. Sorry I made you guys tear up. Sorry. Love you all. Thank you. Love you.
I'm back. But I promise it's going to be very, very short. As you can see, my brothers and sisters are overwhelmed with grief. As we know, this service is coming to an end, and our father will be cremated tomorrow. But we wanted to extend our deepest appreciation for everybody that came here tonight. You all meant so much to my father, as he was a social person, he was a family man, and above all, he was a son of Caroni, and he takes that pride with him as he goes on his journey, and he's instilled that pride in us to be the sons and daughters of Caroni, and to keep his memory alive. It's all those soldiers that walked with Mario, that are not here today, that have passed. We honor them as well. We must keep all these legacies alive, so people, generations from now, understand where we came from, how hard the struggle was, and how appreciative you should be for what you have today. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight.
You can stay here because in a few minutes we will start the viewing. But not before, once again, on behalf of the Arjoon family, we wish to acknowledge your presence here for making it so easy for us to show your concern and to join in the last rites according to the Hindu calendar and our Hindu Shastras, the tenets of Hinduism. Within a few hours, we will perform the last rite. It's called Anteshti Kriya, which says there are 3 rituals that has to be performed when someone dies. One is the disposal of the body. One at the 10 days called the dust card, where the body has to be recomposed by virtue of pinda. And then on the 12th day, the farewell of the soul that start traveling. And these are very important shroud that has to be done. And it is very important that you have the family takes a very knowledgeable purohit, that everyone is specialized like doctors, pediatrician, cardiologist, podiatrist. A pandit, a purohit is very knowledgeable in shroud. And tomorrow Pandit Mishra will be here to conduct. I have to go to another funeral, my friend. So we're here to conduct an Anteshti Kriya. But for you who are here tonight, on behalf of this family, we must express our sincere appreciation. This soul will be traveling, and this soul will be going to somewhere. Where it's going to, it's going to Yamraj, the god of death. And we asking the god of death, please receive. You know, when you go somewhere, you have to knock the door, and you have to announce who's here. And we're announcing that here, our Father, our Son, He's coming to us. And we kindly ask Lord Shiva, in the form of Yamaraj, please accept. Yamaraj is also part of Shiva Bhagwan. And he has a body named Chitragutta. Chitragutta is the one who does the scholastic work. He records your good and bad, and he judges where you're going. So for today, we will read some prayers asking Yamaraj to take this soul where it belongs. And it is a petition for all of us. I will read the Sanskrit and probably if you know the Yamaraj. Om Hin Maya Padri Nonam Satya Vashapati Moksham Taktram Pusharpa Prino Satya Dharma Dishti Date. It says Om Vidur Alim Artim Artadam Vashatam Shrinam Om Krato Sharam Kritam Sama Krato Samar. Praise for Martin final. Praise for Yamaraj. Om Sarve Kutumba Kota Tumaranam Rudada Murti Yoga Kamarani Bhaktyam Hitam Taparam Tuviram Pretasya Mukurtiyesharam. Oh Father, may you grant this soul salvation. May you take this soul to join its family, its ancestors, and may you fulfill all the desire. As the sisters sing the song, Bhagavan Meri Naiya, our father, his husband, his grandfather, he's saying in that last prayer, all my life I have been praying to you, Bhagavan, and you have fulfilled almost all my dreams. You gave me wives, right? You gave me children. You gave me home. You gave me job. And you make me immaculate. Thank you. You fulfill more of my desire. But my last desire that I'm traveling, coming to you, please take my boat across very safely. And Mr. Mario, I was privileged to go and teach. They call him Brother Cecil. We went to his house with Sister Mala and we offered prayers at this final stage. And he said to my ears, you did hear, he said, Krish, if at my funeral, I want you to thank everybody. I want you to thank my friend. and Cecil and his wife Mala, and the 2 boys. I want to thank the priest that came to pray for me, who's doing my shroud. I want to thank Bhai Subhas and his wonderful Lord East and the Bhairaj. And I want to thank all of you for coming here. If, however, at any time I said anything wrong to any one of you, maaf kijiye, forgive me. If I did anything wrong in the path that I came from Canal Street and you didn't like, please forgive me. I planted a lot of tomatoes and eggplant at the back. Some of you get and some of you didn't get. If you didn't get, don't be upset with me. I want to thank you for coming, and I want to say I'm sorry if I did anything wrong. And if I missed anyone to say thank you or say sorry, you can blame it on Pandit Krishna for that. So we will read some last prayers, and after that, I will ask the immediate family to stand in the line here. We will start the viewing because I have a very good relationship with the Grace Funeral Chapel. We work very well hand in hand. Time is time. When they tell us 8 o'clock, because they don't go over time. And I want to thank the staff and members of Grace Funeral Chapel for always being so courteous and so lenient and supportive to the Hindu community. Whenever we come here, we are all treated very respectfully. So is the departed, they is treated respectfully. So we will try to be out before 8 o'clock, if with your permission. So I will lead last prayers for the departed soul. I will ask the family members to stand here. And as you come with the viewing, you will meet the family members. You go to the casket and you continue. If it's possible by Sabbath, you will do some chanting. And please keep it a little low. So final prayers for the departed.
You guys line up.
Can we all stand for the final prayer? Om Manadidevo Nidadara Shankha Chakra Galadhara Akshaya Putri Preta Mukshpurvava Narayan Sursaresha Lakshmi Kanta Varpara Anayana Tarpanena Preta Mukshpurvava Omkara Chadan Kritam Van Kai Chankaram Yajamvram Sravanayana Jamba Manashavra Pradhanam Vihitama Vitava Sarvavitachamashvaya Jai Jai Karunasi Sri Mahadeva Shambho Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritam Niparasava Yadhadrantana Sava Hiranyagarbha Samavartakage Bhutasayata Patiekayase Sadadada Pritavinam Deva Hashmai Deva Habishami Deva. That's all. Ram Nam Satya Yahi Sabka Gat Hai. Ram Nam Satya Hai Yahi Sabka Gat Hai. Ram Nam Satya Hai Yahi Sabka Gat Hai. This means when the time as Hindus, when the time for us to go, let us go to the feet of Prabhu Sri Ram. Shanti, 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 Hari Om. Respectfully, I will ask by Subhasi, if it's possible, nicely. And you orderly start the way, come this way, and then exit. Thank you. Give thanks to the members and staff who praise for the Lord.
Shri Krishna Govind Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govind Hare Murari
He Nath Narayan Vasudeva
Shri Krishna Govind Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva Shri
Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan
सका हमारे विधवा तो सारे सका हमारे तेरे नाम नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा। बंदी ग्रह के तुम अवतारे कहीं जन्मे कहीं पले मुरारी किसी के जाए किसी के खाए है अद्भुत हर बात तिहारी गोकुल के चमके मथुरा की तारे गोकुल के चमके मथुरा की तारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा। ओ अब शिव पार करो मोरे नैया अब शिव पार करो मोरे नैया करो मोरे नैया करो मोरे नैया करो मोरे नैया अब शिव पार करो मोरे नैया अब शिव पार मेरो मन बजले चरण मुरारी मेरो मन बजले चरण मुरारी चरण मुरारी राम चरण मुरारी चरण मुरारी राम चरण मुरारी मेरो मन बजले चरण मुरारी मेरो मन बजले चरण क्या माया ने फिरत बुलाए क्या माया ने फिरत बुलाए फिर पर तार सवारी फिर पर तार सवारी मेरो मन बजले चरण मुरारी मेरो मन बजले चरण मुरारी। स्वास्थ्य स्वास्थ्य में नाम जपोगे स्वास्थ्य स्वास्थ्य में नाम जपोगे वृद्धा स्वास्थ्य मत को वृद्धा स्वास्थ्य मत को मेरो मन बजले चरण मुरारी मेरो मन बजले चरण मुरारी। कृष्ण के नाम जहाज जगत के कृष्ण के नाम जहाज जगत के भवसागर करायो भवसागर करायो मेरो मन बजले चरण मुरारी मेरो मन बजले चरण मुरारी ओ चरण मुरारी राम चरण मुरारी चरण मुरारी राम मेरो मन बजले चरण मुरारी मेरो मन बजले Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, O Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Murari, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Murari, Jai Jai Govardhana Giridhari, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Murari, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Murari, Jai Jai Govardhana Giridhari, Jai Jai Govardhana Giridhari, Jai Jai Govardhana Giridhari.
Please. One moment, please. I saw we have lots of members of our Christian Brotherhood. Is there a member from the Christian Brotherhood to join me in the Lord's Prayer? Quiet, please. I missed something. Any member of the Christian Brotherhood can join me in the Lord's Prayer. It's not too late. Let us all say the Lord's Prayer. Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive our trespasses, for we forgive all who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, deliver from evil, for thine is the kingdom, the power and glory forever and ever. Amen. To all my Christian brothers and sisters. Mr. Mario asked me one question. Teach, is it curry chicken or chicken curry? All side. May God bless you. To all of Trinidad family and all that is family, we love you. God bless you. Thank you. See you tomorrow morning.
No, I can't. Everything with it.
How much? Okay. He was like a force to the Western school about 80s. Okay, okay. And he was still moving. So part of the just part of it. Okay. Perfect na ba rin, no? May set me like 15 minutes straight. Ito 5. Yeah, but we're 4 hours. Roughly around 10 to 5. Huh? Yeah, This spot here that you want. Get a wire there, bro. This was not right there? The side door.
David? Yeah. I remember the face. I don't remember the name. But he was a lot bigger. He was a lot bigger. Remember David was a strong man?
Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be ending the live shortly.
No joke.